Hi, welcome to Echoes and Edges, the Broken and Beautiful podcast. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Patria, the founder of The Broken and Beautiful. I'm a story and Enneagram coach, and I love to help people weave parts of themselves back together, gently, with skill. Part of being skilled means having many tools in the toolbox of care. I have many, from Allender training to Enneagram training and a whole bunch in between. Far and away, though, one of the most useful tools that I have found is the Enneagram. Why? Because the Enneagram is set up to provide not only information, but pathways for transformation. It's not complicated. It's not easy, but it's not complicated, and it provides a simple way of recognizing why reactivity shows up when and how it does for us. So we're offering you a series on the 9 types, short, simple, and to the point, to help you get started using the Enneagram in a practical way. On today's episode, we'll be talking about Type 6. Type 6 are sometimes called the devil's advocate or the loyalist. We're still in the head triad here. Type 6s, I always say they have like at least a double dose of fear, where all of us have fear because they're in the head triad, which sometimes is called the fear triad, and they're right in the center of it. 6s get a double dose of fear, and that really can show up in some challenging ways for 6s and the people that they love them in relationships, especially when, like at the holidays, there's a lot riding on these things that are happening. At least it always feels that way to the 6 and their family members, I'm sure. So the defense for Type 6 is scanning for danger. And this is not necessarily actual danger. It's a hypervigilance, right? It's scanning. It's like the scanner is always turned on for danger. And the lens through which they see assumes danger, right? So it's always scanning for danger. Needing lots of reassurance, depending on counterphobia and phobia and subtypes and things. Type 6s can look really different among themselves, but needing reassurance for some of them. Definitely preparing for worst case scenarios. That's a big part of being a 6. And it can be hard for Type 6s to really see that they're doing that not everybody is doing that. So a question I like to ask 6s is, where do you sit? Do you sit with your back to the wall to make sure that you're able to see the entire room and everybody in it? That might be a clue. Not necessarily, but it could be a clue. So 6s tend to brace for what could go wrong. So, Ro, how does that play out with family expectations or travel? I laugh as I'm asking the question. It's like, okay, that's a big question. What are 1 or 2 ways that this can play out?
Well, I do think it's that unconscious scanning.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Scanning. Is it safe? Is it good? Or am I safe? Yep. And is that person safe? And I think if we are scanning to look for what might be wrong, again, nuance different than a 4, nuance different than a 1, in the wrongness of what can be safe. Sometimes you almost have that, confirmation bias. It's almost you get what you're looking for.
Yes.
If you're leading with something might not go right, and if I have that conversation, what will they think, and will I be able to? And they have inner committee, the what ifs. That's just, well, what if this? What if you say this and they say this? And you're constantly finding this place to, where do I land and where is safe? And I think if there's underlying tension within the family, that's really, really hard for a 6, because they need to feel safe. And without going into great detail, we have a 6 in our family, and we had to spend some time just recently revisiting some things from younger family dynamics that wasn't working for her. And the good thing is that devil's advocate kind of thing, they're truth tellers a lot of times.
Yes.
And because of her, it caused the family to have to look at and do some work. And so sometimes her reaction was bigger because she read more into conversations than needed to be, but it was because there was this undealt with family dynamics.
Yes.
So I can say, having a child who's a 6, the more a 6 feels at peace and at rest, yes, it has to be in here. But they don't do well when there is undealt with, unspoken things that need some healing within the family dynamics. So listen to your 6s. They can help be catalysts for healing. But once that's there, boy, they are loyal. They are all in, and they are there for the family.
I'm thinking of a 6 in my own life that what you just said right there was once they're all in, I really see that with 6s as well. And the need for reassurance that many times there is a sense that they might be like they might be overseeing what's there, but they need help to really get a sense, and they need safe people, truly safe people to say, no, this is happening. This is true. And here's how, other people might see it, and to be able to work through, to not skirt the unspoken things, to not skirt those dynamics. Just like you said, the courageous work of the family then can help the 6 be courageous as well. And the last thing I would add for that is that the projection of type 6s, that all of the fears inside, I often describe it as a movie screen, and they're seeing a horror show being played on a screen in front of them, and they're just captured by it, by terror. They're so sure that this is true. And so then the reactions to the terror actually end up creating terrifying things at times. And so a lot of times the work for 6s is to really be able to come back. Again, it's an inside job. All of us have to do an inside job to contain what is really happening in here, and what is my intuition actually telling me, and how is my intuition then losing the grip, and projection is running rampant with the worst thing that could possibly come true because of what I'm intuiting, and having some help to see the edges of that and where that ends and projection begins. So what does micro bravery look like for a 6? Because these are big, big fears, huge fears. They're real. So what does micro bravery or courage in small doses look like?
When they feel that fear, when they feel it coming up and they want it to dictate their reality, to have a way to come present back into themselves, to ask, is this true?
Oh, beautiful.
Is this true? And 6s know. They know deep within themselves. They just don't trust it.
Yeah.
And just to say, I can trust myself.
Yeah. Wow.
I'm safe, and I can trust myself to know if this is true or right now. And we're not going to let fear push that out there. We're going to put fear in its rightful place, come back into themselves, come to truth, and win the moment. That's all they have to do, is win that one moment. And then you just string enough moments together, and you win a period of time where fear isn't dictating your thoughts and actions.
Oh, I love that image, and the bringing of the 3 in there with wins, because that movement to pull from your strength, that connection to type 3, that feels so secure in groups and things, and really doesn't see fears in the same way that 6s do. So I love that. Thank you for that. If this episode resonates with you, follow or subscribe to Echoes and Edges on your favorite podcast platform. Leave a 5-star review and share with a friend who might need a gentle invitation to self-understanding. Echoes and Edges is produced and edited by Stephen R. Sanders. Music promoted by Envato. Echoes and Edges is part of the VividLivid Podcast Network, where bruises speak and healing finds its voice.